My name is Miguel Alvarado, and I want to thank you for inviting me to participate in your virtual career day. I usually go to your school every year to speak personally to everybody about my career, but this year, as we can see, things are a little different. So I've been asked to prepare a video regarding my career, and that's what we're going to do. So you might guess as to what my career is. I'm just going to stand up and show you what I'm wearing. Okay, this big black robe that I'm wearing. So you might guess that I am a judge. I am a judge here on Long Island for the village of Hempstead. I've been doing this for about 12 years now. And I am actually sitting in my courtroom as we speak. As you can imagine, there's nobody here because the court's been closed for the past 2 months, and we don't know when it's going to open. But I'm going to give you a little tour of the courtroom. Okay, I'm sitting on what's called the bench, which is where the judge sits, and I'm going to show you out here. That is where the audience sits. We have a table here, which is where the prosecutor sits, and over here is where the defendant sits in case we have a trial. And they discuss cases and they try to resolve the cases without it going to trial. I'm going to give you a view of the bench from where the people are sitting, which would be, right there. You can see, and you got my nameplate there, so I sit up there while the cases are going on. And again, these seats all the way back there, that's where the public sits when we have our court. Usually the courtroom is pretty full, and we start calling the cases to see if we can resolve them without people having to come back again. Now, what kind of cases do I hear? This is a village court, so we hear not really crazy cases, but we talk about people that get traffic tickets or tickets for maybe fighting or littering or disobeying certain rules of the village codes, like if there's a house, there might be too many people living in a house and it creates a fire hazard and things or people are using like extension cords left and right, which could create a dangerous situation for people in a house. So they get tickets for that to come and answer them here in the court to see how we're going to resolve them. And so I'll give you a brief little tour of the court. And I'll give you a little background of myself. I graduated from high school, obviously, and after high school, I went to college. I went to a college that's called Loyola University, that's in Baltimore, Maryland, and I did my 4 years of college there, and I graduated from Loyola. Now, before becoming a judge here in New York, most, if not all, of the judges around here in Long Island they are lawyers first. They become lawyers, and then after that, then they get the judge position. So that's pretty much what happened with me, too. After I did my 4 years of college, then I went to law school, and that was 3 years of law school. So I had to complete law school for 3 years. And when I graduated, then I took my exam, which is called the bar exam. That's the exam where if you pass it, then you can get admitted to actually be a lawyer here in New York and practice law in New York. Once you do that, then you're eligible to become a judge. Now, did I know I was going to be a judge when I was in high school or college or anything like that? No, absolutely not. I actually didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life when I was in high school. Even in college, I kind of thought I was going to get into the business world. But when I graduated, a friend of mine who's in law school he convinced me. He said, why don't you go to law school? Because even if you graduate law school, you do not have to be a lawyer when you graduate. It opens up a field of opportunities in many different fields, in business, in teaching, in psychology for big companies, and things of that nature. So I took his advice and I went to law school and I graduated. I became a lawyer, and I was a lawyer for many years. I still am actually a lawyer. And I eventually got the opportunity to get appointed this position as a judge here for the village of Hempstead. So this position that I have as a judge, I do this a couple of times a week, but I'm also a lawyer. My office is down the block from this courthouse, and I'm a lawyer and I represent people as well. But I'm talking to you today really more about being the judge, okay? I know a lot of people, when I would go to your school to see if anybody had questions, the first thing would be, have you ever put anybody in jail? And the answer is yes. Yes, I have put people in jail. I try to be as fair as possible and give people, second chances, sometimes third chances. But after a while, when you see the same people coming back doing the same thing, you see that the first few chances that you gave them haven't been working. So they might have to learn the hard way. And sometimes, jail is the appropriate way of resolving the case and hopefully having these people learn that you can't do certain things. And if you keep doing them, the punishment is going to get greater and greater. Okay. So yes, I do put people in jail. I don't like it. That's one of the things I really don't like doing, because sometimes there are people here that they have to go to jail, in my opinion, based upon the circumstances of their cases. But they have some stories. They might have a mother that they take care of, or kids that they have to take care of. That's the most difficult part of my job, is trying to determine what would be the right outcome under the certain, circumstances. My favorite part of the job is when I hear from people here in the courtroom, or they send letters saying, thank you for, hearing my case. You were very respectful. You're a good person to have up there. You're a very just person, meaning I don't just side with the police, or I don't just side with this person all the time. I listen to everything, and I try to be as fair as possible. That's the most satisfying part of my job, when I hear that the public feels that I'm doing a good job. And even some of them I've had to punish, but they still feel that I've done a good job, and sometimes I've even helped them. So that is my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy all the other videos that the other people have submitted. And stay in school, keep getting the good grades. You might hear from a lot of these other people that are talking that in order to get to where you are, you have to stay in school, you have to do well in school, you have to graduate high school, move on to college, and do as best as you can. All right? But I hope you all stay safe. Again, thank you for the opportunity, and be safe, everyone. Bye-bye.